Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about Wish. This company's name is actually Context Logic. Now, I did cover a video on this one before. It's in the description below. But hopefully today I'm going to be able to give you an update relating towards their latest news, technical analysis, and institutional buyers. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So Context Logic, or Wish. Now we can try to go on with the latest news. The last one was on June 14th, 2021, and we covered that. But in today, I do want to give you a quick overview on a couple of things that you need to take a look at. So for instance, their $2.5 billion 2020 revenue at 34% year-over-year growth. Now, if we were to use the same growth towards 2021, the actual returns over in terms of the price actions would pretty much exceed that 35% growth for one reason. If we were to look into the price over sales, you're looking at a 287. And if you're looking at a 287, the SP 500 average is closer to around 4-ish. And so it's currently undervalued. At 30% better towards that, it can easily at least double or triple by end of 2021 if they do go ahead and reach that 34% year-over-year growth. Now, in terms of the global estimated e-commerce TAM, by 2024, it's expected to almost double. It's around $3 trillion additional, which from 2019. So that is definitely something to consider in terms also of the expansions towards the mobile e-commerce experience. Now, I did cover this one in depth in the last video, but you're able to see at least what their Q2 revenue estimates is. So the revenue low is around $715 million. The high is around $730 million. Now the current capitalization is around 823. If you want to get the price over sales for that, multiply that Q2 estimate for revenue by around 4 and you're able to get the price over revenue. Now the adjusted EBITDA is estimated to be anywhere from $60 million loss to $55 million loss, with a year-over-year growth of 2 to 4%. And in terms of the general long-term financial targets, their adjusted EBITDA margin is somewhere around 20 to 30% forecasted, which is not definitely a bad thing. It's really on par with some of their competitions, similar to as well, for instance, if you're looking to Alibaba, etc. But they do operate a little bit differently in the sense that Wish main focus is towards e-commerce relating towards mobile applications. And in terms of their estimates, now this company have seen a 5-day change of almost around 20%, which is very bullish. And if we were to look into some of the forecasts, there we do have some analyst data towards this. 10 analysts gave their opinions on this one. The lowest goes on around $12, which is 10% fallback from where we're at right now. The median is around $19, which is an upside of around 42%, and the highest was around $24, which is around 79% upside. In terms of the current consensus from these analysts, includes 9 buy, 0 outperform, 2 hold, and none underperform or sell. So that's definitely a really bullish indication from these analysts. Now, if you were to look back into the sales histories and reported sales and reported earnings, we definitely see that their 2021 and 2022 estimates and the next quarters are definitely ahead of what we've seen in the past. And that might be optimistic, but be cautious when you're moving forward with that. Institutional buyers don't show you much, but insiders seem to be converting and selling. Specifically, 2 people here, Shah Devang and Mr. Piotr, and as well as you do have Liu Pai. Now, a quick thing towards this one is usually these people are, or at least have some conversions they can convert and sell, and they've already lost a bit of money coming in from where they could have sold at $32 down to around $12, $13. So I'm fine basically turning a blind eye towards that selling. It could be part of their basically package or payout package or income package in general. Now, in terms of the short selling, a lot of people have been saying this one would be the next AMC. I mean, if you were to follow on Twitter, that's literally what a lot of people are actually saying at this point. Goodbye AMC, hello Wish, etc. And it might be wishful thinking, no pun intended, but around 7% of that short float is there for Wish compared to, I believe it was around 20 or 30% for AMC. But what they're hoping for is it's kind of going to be turning on to a meme stock. rather than fundamentals. And for that, it's a little bit more difficult to start anticipating where that goes on. It really basically pinpoints on a group of people just buying the stock and a bunch of influencers, no matter what their credentials is, saying buy the dip on insert ticker and we're going to the moon, insert ticker, diamond hands. Now that's not how the actual market's really supposed to work, but somehow it does work sometimes. So they're anticipating this is the next big move, and it could be as well almost like a self-prophecy kind of thing, self-fulfilling prophecy, that a lot of people buy it because they think it's going to be the next push, and they push it themselves without even knowing that they are part of the bigger narrative, who someone started where they bought it cheap and they're hoping to get rich out of it. Now nonetheless, we're able to see in terms of the short volumes itself, it's hovering somewhere closer to around 20-25% short volume per day. Now that's not short float, that's just short volume. The current float in general is around 366 million, and the short volume is hovering closer around anywhere between 20 million or 14 million short float all the way to 81 million. Now that's per day again. Now, before moving on towards technical analysis, make sure to drop a like to this video to help the channel grow, subscribe in the bottom right corner, and turn on notification buttons. If you would like to join our Discord and ask me questions, it's in the description below, totally free. Let's move on now towards technical analysis. Now, from a technical analysis standpoint of view, the moving averages are definitely starting to look very bullish. That SMA is above the 30 EMA, that's very bullish. It might sound like a lot of gibberish for you, but we're talking about moving averages based on historical prices, and there's some key indicators that the way they behave usually indicates that they are bullish in the current movement. It's not telling you something new from charts, but really just interpreting the backgrounds or the backstage of this chart. Now, the price point as well for the 50 SMA, which is usually seen as a key indicator, anything above the 50 SMA is bullish, below is bearish. The 50 SMA line is at 11.18, and the current price action is around 13.15, hence bullish. The 80X is sitting around 41, etc., but you get to see it's almost a horizontal line. So there's nothing much going on in fluctuations there, so we're ignoring that. The volume percent R, which is very similar to the RSI, which is a relative strength index, it doesn't show you much, but in this level it shows it's closer towards overbought than oversold, and hence a momentum technically would bring more sellers in. But however, this one has been dropping for a while, so it's not the most reliable in that sense, but just keep that in mind. MACD is very bullish. The indicator itself is continuously increasing on the histogram, very bullish, and momentum is at 521, again bullish. In terms of stochastic fast and stochastic slow, both are bullish, going upwards, showing that they're easily another leg up for this one, again very bullish. The Bollinger Bands here, which is basically a volume momentum bands, and what you're seeing here is that this one is expected to trade at the top at 1367, in the bottom 623. Although, keep an eye, it keeps expanding outwards, and the price point follows, which is very bullish. Volumes have been also increasing day by day, so there's been a lot of attention ever since the 7th of June, and that definitely starts to look very bullish. The current on-volume balance still looks very bullish and shows that a lot of people are adding than selling. Now, the other thing that I want to look at is Fibonacci retracements, and a lot of people tell me, hey, why are you using Fibonacci retracements? What's the point with that? Well, the main point with this is that I'm only using Fibonacci retracements because hedge funds, institutionals, algorithms, high-frequency traders use this in part of their trading strategies. So it's good to know when you can start expecting resistances, and it becomes almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, in terms of resistances, you're looking at the first resistance at the 1352, 1720, or 1722, 2021, 2320, 2745, 3285. The only support on here is 754. Now, if you were to use just price line actions, you're seeing a significant resistance as well at the 1350. Above there, you're looking one at the 1491 followed by the 1549. Above there, 1722, following that 1917, going towards 2116, a little bit higher to 2393, going up to 2658, going a little bit higher to 2828, and then further on to around 2981 to 3031, following that around 3122, and 32 bucks. And for the supports, what we're actually getting to see here is that we do have some interesting support levels, including and not limited to the first one at 1325. Below there, 1271, a very important one at 1180, and then we drop a little bit down to the 1135. Below there, a very concerning one at the 1015, and then 915 from there on, 853, going down to 795 and 752. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this one? Well, if you're thinking about a long-term part, I think this one can actually really give you good returns on investments. If you're thinking about the short-term part, there will be a lot of volatility. Will it reach AMC levels where it skyrockets? I don't know. It really depends on who tweets that day, who says something about it, and what kind of ape emoji they put. And so I really cannot say with basic opinion or basic straight facts that this one will see or has a potential of seeing a massive move by this date. But does it have a potential? Yes. Can it be moved by retail? Yes. Would it move by retail? Potentially, but be very careful, because if it doesn't, it can easily drop back to the 752. Now, in the longer term, I think the fundamentals are there, and they have a lot to build on, especially going from the 33 bucks. So I definitely think in the longer term, this is a nice pick. Shorter term, it's an interesting, a little bit high risk gamble that can really get you nice returns. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below, share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I do recommend that you go ahead and join our Discord server. There's a lot of amazing folks in here. We do a lot of discussions here into the trading floor throughout the day. A lot of people are in there, and we do ask questions. You can ask me any question you would like on there. We do post research and DDs, and we hold weekly chat sessions. And we also do have a lounge in there. So make sure to actually join that and join the fun there. Have a wonderful day and a good one.